Good morning, friends. Welcome to the KingMakers IAS Academy Civil Service Examination webinar series. This is brought to you by KingMakers IAS Academy. I am Boominathan. I am the director of the KingMakers IAS Academy. Today, it is an important topic, that is resources for the civil services examinations. The important factor which is key to success in the civil service examination is self-confidence. An important key to self-confidence is preparation. An important factor in the preparation is resources. The today topic, the resources for the civil service examination, it is very significant topic for any beginner. Today, I'm going to talk about, in the next slide, I'm going to explain what is resources and importance of the resources and planning of the resources and management of this particular resources. All these things today I'm going to explain to you. You're all blessed to have more resources. When we all started the preparation for the civil service examinations, we were not able to have proper resources. The resources were very limited. Even if you know, if you have identified the resources, it was very difficult for us to get the resources. So now I am going to explain to you the importance of the resources first, then identification of the resources, then planning of the resources and management of the resources. See, for each and every topic, there are multiple resources. What to read, what not to read. That is very important in the civil service examinations. I've seen the students, they used to prepare for more number of hours, even hours together, years together, but they used to prepare some irrelevant and what to say, it may not be that much useful for the civil service preparations, but still they'll be preparing only those materials. With that resources, they will go and appear in the examinations. All their hard work will go waste. So knowing the importance of the resources are very important. The second one is you have to identify the resources. See what I'm going to read. What is the syllabus of this exam? What are all the sources that are available in the printed format? What is that website I'm going to refer? What is that app which I'm going to refer for it? So you have to identify the resources for each and every chapter, for each and every unit, for each and every subject. After knowing, after identifying all the resources, you have to plan your studies. You have to plan for your studies based upon all these resources collected by you. There is a difference between the planning and management of the resources. I will explain to you while I'm going to explain in the management of the resources topic. Now, today agenda, first I'll explain to you the syllabus of the civil services preparation. Then I'll explain the different types of resources that are available. Then the resources for each and every subject one should refer for. Then finally, I'll also answer to all your questions. So this is the agenda for this particular program. Knowing the syllabus and understanding the syllabus, it is very, very important. We can call the syllabus as a Bible or Bhagavad Gita or Quran, whatever it is. Unless until you know the path on destination, it is very difficult to reach the destination. My dear friends, syllabus is the one which will lead you, which will direct you to the place where you want to reach. So first, go through the syllabus, just thoroughly, you just revise the syllabus, take a notes of the syllabus, then you start the preparation. See, this is one of the most toughest competitive exams. Only roughly approximately only thousands are going to be selected, but more than 11 lakhs candidates are going to apply for this exam. Already I have explained the real competition level in this examination. Why I'm showing this slide again? Unless until you have a proper resources, you cannot be a one among the toppers. That is, if your name should be there in the top 1000 list, because around 11 lakh people are going to appear for this. Your resources are very, very important, because you're going to put your entire hard work based upon only your resources. Otherwise, your entire hard work will go waste. So you have to be very, very careful while you are selecting the resources. Again, last week itself, we discussed about this in the last session. The preliminary examination, though it is going to be in the multiple choice question type of exam, which is going to be objective type in nature, it requires a extensive reading. An extensive reading will help you to eliminate the wrong answers in the preliminary examinations. Choosing the correct answers in the preliminary examination will not be that much help, will be useful, but eliminating the wrong answers will be much useful in the preliminary examination, as well as in the CSAT paper, GS paper, as well as in the CSAT paper. My dear friends, this extensive reading, because when I mention an extensive reading, you should have a limited resources. You should know what to read, what to not to read. And as far as the mains examination is concerned, it is going to be a subjective type in nature. So where you are going to write around 4,000 words in 3 hours, for which again, this extensive reading will be highly useful. All the toppers, they used to say one thing, that is, if you want to be a achiever in the civil service examination, you should know something about everything. Because this UPSC examination, they are looking for generalist. They are not looking for a specialist. So in order to become a generalist, you should know something about everything. Where you can collect this something about everything? This is what we are going to discuss. If you know something about everything, I'm sure you can really score well in your mains examinations. Though the paper, it is called GS 1, 2, 3, 4. Most of the papers, most of the syllabus are interconnected. The subject which you are going to study for the GS 1 will help you to write an essay. The subject which you are going to study in paper 2, that may help you to write in paper 4. The subject which you are going to study in GS3, it may help you for your essay paper, even for your other papers. The optional subject which you are going to study, that may help you for your GS paper. So it is interconnected. That is very important. So the limiting the resources and identifying the resources and planning the resources and the management of the resources are very, 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 very essential. So let us go to the syllabus. The current events of the national and international importance. When I mention the current events of the national and international importance, there are more number of questions are asked in the prelims as well as in the mains based upon the current affairs. But the available resources are so much. In case if you are going to read the newspaper, you have so many newspaper. The Hindu is there, Indian Express is there, Economic Time is there, Business Line is there, and Deccan Herald is there, Hindustan Time is there. There are so many newspaper. There are so many journals. There are so many magazines. There are so many websites. Which one should be referred? Which should not be referred? How to become master in the current affairs? This is very, very important, because most of the topics in the mains exam will be related with the current affairs. Most of the questions will be asked only from the current affairs. See, there is a two portions in the syllabus. One is static, another one is dynamic. But all the static questions also will be asked from the current affairs. So one should give more importance for the current affairs as far as the civil service examination is concerned. The second one is history of India and Indian national movement. Again, this will help you for both for your prelims as well as for your mains. Then third one is Indian and world geography, physical, social, economic geography of India and the world. And Indian polity and governance, constitution, political systems, panchayat raj, public policy, rights issues, etc. This is the syllabus for the prelims. And economic and social development, sustainable development, poverty, inclusion, demographics, social sectors initiatives. This is the syllabus for the economics. And some general issues on environmental ecology, biodiversity, and climate change that do not require subject specialization. Though they have mentioned that do not require subject specialization, you should know the basic concepts. Otherwise, it is very difficult to answer in the environmental areas, because more number of questions are asked in the environment. For example, repeatedly they are asking questions in the environment. That is one question related with the endangered species. In order to solve this question, you should know the different concepts associated with the species. Endangered species is there, vulnerable species is there, extinct species is there, endemic species is there, and there are different concepts are associated with the almost it will be like a similar concepts, but there is a different meaning. So though they are mentioning that it do not require subject specialization, you should have the basic understanding of all the concepts, for which we are going to refer some of the important books. Again, general science. When I mention the general science, it does not require the science background. Even a graduate from the arts background, they can really perform well in the science part of the civil service examinations. So nothing to worry about the pure science questions. Subjects in the mains. There are 7 core important papers in the mains examinations. Apart from the compulsory papers, already we have discussed. One is English, another one is Indian language. Both are qualifying papers, so nothing to worry about it. Only 25% of the marks one should secure. So forget about those 2 papers. These 7 papers are very, very important. For each paper, you should know the resources. For each and every subject, each and every topic, you should know the reference materials which one should refer. Then only you can save your time. Time management is, again, it is a very, very important thing we are going to discuss in detail. During that time, you will come to know the importance of the resource planning and resource identification, resource management, because everything is interconnected. Next, in the General Studies 1, we will be discussing the Indian heritage, culture, history, and geography of the world and society. Society is the new topic in the General Studies 1. Otherwise, Indian heritage and culture, history, and geography of the world already we would have studied in the prelims. And General Studies 2, governance, it is a new topic. Constitutions already we would have studied in the prelims. Polity, of course, we would have studied in the prelims. Social justice, yes, of course, it is a new topic in the mains. International relations, it is a new topic in the mains. International organizations will be studying for the prelims, but international relations will be studying for the mains. General Studies paper 3, technology, economic development, biodiversity, internal security, disaster management. See, there are some topics already we would have studied for our prelims, like science and technology in general, and economic development in general, and biodiversity and economic environment and other things and all we would have studied. But here, internal security and disaster management, food processing industry, land reforms, all these topics are something very new topics in the mains examinations, where you should know the resources. And General Studies 4, it is completely it is going to be a new topics for the mains: ethics, integrity, and aptitude. Anyway, we would not have studied anything related with this for the prelims exam, but for the mains exam, exclusively you have to study for this particular topic. So you should know the resources. Then finally, for the optional subject, paper 1 and paper 2, we do not know what is the optional subject which you are going to choose, but still we will give you the general guidelines, and we will tell you the most popular optional and what are all the resources one should refer. But today I'm going to restrict myself with the general studies, and first I'm going to explain the main resources for the mains. Once if you have understood the uh, resources for the mains examinations, I'm sure definitely you will be more comfortable for your prelims resources. First, the stage 1 level of preparation. So stage 1 resource, what is your resource? See, whatever you have studied in your past, whatever you have studied in your school days, you have to recollect it. That is very important. See, the selection of the resources is very important. And second one is the collection of the information. That is, again, second is very important. Then third is preparation. The fourth is presentation. So now I'm talking about the selection of the resources and collection of the informations. When I mention about this, why I'm telling that you have to go back to your school. See, you have to be very thorough with your basics, because the questions will not be asked directly from the basics. Yes, of course, the basic concepts will be tested, but the questions will be, it may look very simple, but the options which are given, it will be really a difficult thing to choose the right answers. The options will be more or less, it will be very similar. So you'll be really confused. In order to become master in that, you have to be thorough in the concepts, for which you have to refer your school textbooks. It may be your state government books, or it may be your central government books. It may be a book released by the Tamil Nadu Textbook Society, or it may be a book released by the NCRT, in my view. But most of the people, they used to suggest that only NCRT is the best source. Yes, of course, it is the best source. There is no doubt. But if you would have studied in the state board, nothing wrong in that. That's what I want to mention here. If you would have studied in the state board also, that will help you, because the syllabus, it is going to be the same everywhere. History is the history. Nobody can change the history of Akbar. Nobody can change the history of Aurangzeb. Nobody can change the concept of GDP. So everywhere it is going to be mentioned same. In order to understand the basic concepts, you can refer the school textbooks, whatever it may be. Then second one is class notes. In case if you are attending the coaching institutes, you have to take the main notes. Then you have to take the abstract notes. We'll tell you how to take the main notes and abstract notes. Main notes is the one which you are taking during the class hours, and abstract is the one which you are going to take after reading the notes, because before the examination, just 1 week before the examination, you may not have the time to go through your entire main notes. You'll be left out with very limited time. So you have to refer only your abstract notes. That is very, very important. So making a notes, it is very, very essential thing. It is an important resources for the civil services preparation. Even if you are collecting the notes from some of your friends, don't take a Xerox copy. Write it in your own words. You can collect it from them, but you have to write it in your own words. Then only your notes will be really useful. See, as I mentioned earlier, this is the examinations not to select the few, it is reject to many. So you have to be very careful. Your notes are very, very important, because this is what you are going to present in the examination. So your main notes and abstract notes are very, very essential. I've seen many students, they used to have only main notes. They'll not have the abstract notes. 1 week before the examination, they may not find time. That is the reason why I told you that time management and resource management is, both are almost same. Both are interconnected. Then after referring your class notes, you have to refer the standard books. Though there are so many materials available in the market, so-called notes published by many publishers, it is better to refer the standard books for the at least major areas, like for history, economy, polity, geography, and environment. The notes will help you for your small topics. For example, land reforms, food processing industry, internal security, women empowerment, social justice, social issues. Because sometimes you may not find relevant books for that particular topic. Even if you're finding, it may be a very big in size, you may not be able to read in limited period of time. So it is better, at least for a major subjects, you have to refer the standard books. First, you have to start from the basics, then from your class notes, finally you have to read the books. So this is very, very important, because this hierarchy is very important. Now let us go one by one. For Indian history, what are all the resources one should refer? Because when I mentioned the resources, one is printed format, another one is it is available in the online. So for Indian history, I would always suggest to refer the NCERT textbooks first, then you can refer the Spectrum Modern India. First, ancient, medieval, and modern India, the old NCERT books, not the new one. Yes, of course, you can study the new one, but the old NCERT books are most recommended books by most successful candidates. So it is better you can refer the old NCERT textbooks. If time permits, you can read the new NCERT. Class 11 of ancient India and class 11 of medieval India and class 12 of modern India of old NCERT textbooks. And some of the books from 6th to 10th, our past 1, our past 2, our past 3, and themes in Indian history and themes in world history, themes in Indian history part 3, all these things will be really useful to start with that. So first you can go through all these from 6th to 10th standard books. Then after that you can read the plus 1 and plus 2 books for the Indian history. Once if you have studied all these NCERT books, you will have a clear idea. What is ancient India, what is medieval India, what is modern India. And already you have gone through this syllabus also. Now you know how many questions are asked in the prelims. Now you know how many questions are asked in the mains and what type of questions they are asking. What is that particular topic they are asking? Accordingly, you have to spend your time in the NCERT textbooks. There are some topics, for example, art and culture, where more number of questions are asked in the prelims as well as in the mains. So while you are reading the NCERT textbooks, you should prepare for both prelims as well as for the mains. It should be a combined approach. It should not be a separate approach for prelims. It should not be a separate approach for the mains. It should be a combined approach. Because art and culture is an important area in the mains examinations, for which these NCERT books will be highly useful. So you have to be very thorough with the NCERT textbooks. Next, reference material. In case if you want to refer some more material, you can refer Struggle for India's Independence by Bipin Chandra. But once if you are reading the Spectrum Modern India, I don't advise you to refer the original textbooks. The Spectrum Modern India is really a very good book. It is used by most of the optionals, toppers, and that will be useful even for your optional paper. So the person who is opting history as their optional, the Spectrum Modern India will be really useful. So better you can refer the NCERT textbooks for the history, then you can refer the some of the reference books. So older and newer I have mentioned for the history. Now geography. For becoming the master in order to become master in the geography subject, you should know again the syllabus and number of questions that are asked in the syllabus, because there are different areas. Geomorphology is there, climatology is there, oceanography is there, biogeography is there, environmental geography is there. So, and whether the questions are asked in the Indian geography or world geography. How many questions are asked in the Indian geography? How many questions are asked in the world geography? How many questions are asked from the map-based questions? How many questions are asked in the physical geography? All those things first you should know. After that, you should use the material. First, you should have the atlas. It may be an Oxford School Atlas or Orient Black Swan School Atlas, whatever it may be. Any one atlas you should have. After that, you should have the certificate physical and human geography by Gochan Leon. This is an important book. most of the aspirants, they used to refer even for the optional subjects, this Gochen Liang. This is a very small book, but each and every word, it is very, very important. You have to read between the lines, between the words, I can tell, because this is a, what to say, once if you have studied this book, I'm sure definitely you will have the uh, even natural interest towards this subject. Even sometimes you can choose the geography as your optional after reading this subject. Though you are going to read this book for your general studies, this is more than sufficient for your optional paper also. So this book will be really, really helpful. So one should have the own copy of this book, Gochen Liang. Apart from this, for geography, you should also go through the 6th to 10th standard geography book. Especially in the 10th standard, there is a topic called resources. Today also we are discussing about the resources, and it deals with the different resources: forest and wildlife resources, water resources, agriculture resources, minerals and energy resources, and manufacturing resources. See, all these things will be really useful for your mains exam as well as for your prelims exam. Especially from 10th standard, they are repeatedly asking 2-3 questions. So you should always refer the NCERT textbooks for your geography first, then you have to refer the certificate physical and human geography, and you should have always what to say, this atlas with you while you are reading the geography. Now for Indian polity, again for the Indian polity, first you have to start from the NCERT textbooks. This will give you a rough idea about our Indian constitution and our political system. Once if you have understood the basics, then you can refer a book called Lakshmikant. Again, this is the Bible for Indian polity. Most of the aspirants, they used to refer this book for two reasons. One is the language which he has used, it is very simple. And second thing is he has covered almost all the areas of all the topics of the UPSC syllabus. Previously, the students, they used to refer D.D. Basu or Bakshi for the Indian polity. But now, in the last 10 years, most of the aspirants, they used to refer only Lakshmikant. Even I'll recommend only Lakshmikant because the language is very simple and easily you can understand. And while you are going to write in the examination, easily you can recollect the important keywords. All those things will be really useful. And before you read the Lakshmikant, you should read the NCERT textbooks, at least this one book, that is Indian Constitution at Work. First you read this, then you can read the Lakshmikant. So this is more than sufficient for the Indian polity, both for prelims as well as for the mains. Next, for the economics. Economics is a subject which is introduced only from class 9. The basic concepts are available in the 9th standard as well as in the 10th standard. The basic, when I mention the basic concepts, hardly there will be a maximum of 200 terminologies which are repeatedly used in the economics. For example, you should know GDP, gross domestic product. You should know GNP, gross national product. You should know per capita income. You should know inflation. You should know the meaning of deflation. You should know the meaning of bank rate. You should know the meaning of cash reserve ratio. You should know the different types of deficits. For example, fiscal deficit, revenue deficits, and you should know the meaning of deficit finance. See, all these basic concepts are available in the school textbooks. And before you read the Ramesh Singh or whatever it may be, or Shankar Ganesh, please go through the NCERT, then only you will understand our nature of our Indian economy. Unless until you know what is underdeveloped, what is developing economy, what is developed economy. Unless until you know what is GDP, what is GNP, what is NNP. Unless until you know the different types of deficits, unless until you know the meaning of the inflation and various causes for the inflation, and how to control the inflation, unless until you know the Reserve Bank of India function, and how they are controlling the monetary supply, how they are controlling the inflation, you cannot become master in economics. The basics are very essential. The fundamentals are very important in the economics subject. If you don't have the basics, it is very difficult to follow the subject. I know many students, but they would not have studied the basics. Even after a period of 2 to 3 attempts, even now they find it very difficult. At the same time, I know some of the students, now they are almost equal to economists, I can say, because their their basics are very strong. They started from the basics. They started from the NCERT textbooks. They have understood each and every concepts, because the questions which are going to be asked in the prelims as well as the mains are related or with the intent of testing your understanding of the basic concepts. So their intention is whether you have understood our economy, whether you have understood our structure of our economy, because you should know the difference between the public sector, private sector. You should know what is mixed economy. You should know what is capitalist economy. So these are all the basic concepts. I'm sure definitely while you are going to read all these NCERT textbooks, you will become master in this. It is written in a very simple language. Anyone can understand. No need to go and attend any classes for the economics. If you're going to read all these 3 textbooks, you will become master in the concepts. Then later on, you can refer these key concepts by Shankar Ganesh. That is a very good book. I think you're all really blessed to have such a wonderful book for the economics. I think no other book it is available in the market which can explain as simple as the key concepts by Shankar Ganesh. Though most of the aspirants, they used to recommend Sanjeev Verma or Ramesh Singh, I would strongly recommend this key concept by Shankar Ganesh. After knowing all the basic concepts, you should read the newspaper. That's very important. You should also read the Kurukshetra, Yojana, and some important newspaper which deals with economic issues like Economic Times, Business Line. See, I'm not asking you to study the entire newspaper. I'm requesting you to read the important article, especially the editorial and some major issues. So all those things will be really useful. Some recent policies and programs and Government of India schemes, all those things that will come only in the newspaper. See, economics is a dynamic subject. Say, I asked you to read the NCERT books to know the basic concepts, that is the static portions. But this subject want you to become master in the dynamic portions. See, UPSC, they want to know whether this student has understood the basic concepts and whether he knows the application of the economy concepts. So this is very important. So before you read any important reference material, just go through NCERT, that is Introductory Macroeconomics, class 12. And every year, economic survey will be released by the Government of India, and that will be more relevant and most of the questions and most of the concepts, whatever you are going to study in the NCERT, that will be used in this economic survey. In order to understand the economic survey only, I am asking you to read the NCERT textbooks. Otherwise, if you know the basic concepts, if you are really matured enough, straight away you can study the economic survey. I'm sure definitely most of the questions will come only from the economic survey and India Yearbook. So if you are thorough with the economic survey, for most of the questions you will be able to solve. So this economic survey is the final document which one should refer for solving more number of questions, both in the prelims as well as in the mains. And for the environment, see, NIOS material will be highly recommended for the environment. Though many people say that this institute has released super material and this material is available and this is available and you can refer that this and that, but I would strongly recommend this NIOS environment material, and it is a material released by the National Institute of Open Schooling, and all the concepts are explained in a very simple language, and the so-called the most popular book for environment, it is compiled based on this NIOS material only. Once if you are going to read this NIOS environment, I'm sure definitely you'll be able to solve all the questions related with the environment subject. And the KingMakers IAS Academy is going to release one book on environment. Again, it is based on this NIOS and other materials, and it is a very small book. It covers almost all the topics, all the concepts in the environment. I'm sure definitely this will be much useful for your 2020 civil service preparation, and even in case if you're going to write in 2021 also, this will be really useful. Where the reason why I'm mentioning the 2020, it's a very small book, but that will cover the entire thing, since because we are having very limited time. Even now, if you are going to start our environment book that is released by KingMakers IAS Academy, will be highly useful. Now, the current affairs and science. Now, see, as I mentioned earlier, there are so many newspapers. So, is it possible to read all the newspaper? Definitely, it is not possible. Do you think that all the toppers, they would have studied all the newspaper? No, definitely they would not have studied all the newspaper. Then how they are becoming masters in the current affairs? Because this is the one of the most difficult area for the beginner. Sir, how I can become a master in the current affairs? Even if I'm going to read the newspaper from the beginning, I'm not able to complete the entire newspaper. It consumes my whole day. So this was the reply from most of the aspirants. I want to just tell you, my dear aspirants, first you should know what to read, what not to read in the newspaper. And there are some good materials which are available, which compile the all the relevant contents which came in the newspaper. For example, uh, related with the science, in case if there is an article related with the science and technology, if it is an important article in the Hindustan Times or Hindu or Indian Express, I'm sure they would have covered the topic in the down to earth. So if you're going to read the down to earth magazines, that will cover all the relevant and important topics related with the science. So it may be in any newspaper, definitely they'll cover in the down to earth. So it is better, I would suggest you to just study the down to earth and science reporter. Down the geography and science, both are for both the subjects you can refer down to earth, and science reporter exclusive for the science and technology. So the subjects which are related with these things will come in the major newspaper. No need to study all the newspaper, better you can refer any one newspaper. But if it is very important article, that will come as a compilation in the main magazines. For each and every subject there is a main magazines. For example, for science, science reporter; for economics, Yojana and Kurukshetra; for related with the constitution and polity, economic and political weekly, it is there. And there is a magazines called what to say, the yes, of course, Yojana is there. Yes, mainstream is there. Yojana, Kurukshetra, mainstream, and this frontline, economic and political weekly, and world focus, for all your international issues and all your international relations related articles, you can read this world focus. This is more than enough, because all the current topics will be discussed in the world focus. So no need to read all the newspaper. It is better to refer the major article published in the main journals and magazines. That's very important. And of course, many aspirants, they used to refer Pratyukta Darpan for the economics. Again, it is a very good compilation that will be really useful. But once upon a time, the students, they used to refer the competition success review. Even now it is relevant, but apart from the competition success review, there are many magazines which are completely 100% relevant to the civil service examinations. Just for example, just I have shown you the competition success review. Otherwise, there are many magazines like Civil Services Chronicle, one of the best magazines available for the civil services aspirants, where they used to discuss all the current issues, as well as they will also discuss the previous year question papers and current topics. So for the Indian heritage and culture, you can refer the Nitin Singhania. There is a major and popular book written by the Nitin Singhania, Indian Art and Culture. This is also referred by most of the aspirants. You can refer this book. And before reading this Indian Art and Culture, just you can refer the Living Craft Traditions of India of class 11. This will be really useful. And an introduction to Indian art. This is a very beautiful book of class 11, and almost they'll cover all the chapters which will be relevant for your mains examinations. This will also be useful for your prelims, but also for your art and culture area for the GS paper 1. This an introduction to Indian art book will be highly useful. So better you can refer this book. And apart from this, you can refer the Indian art and culture by Nitin Singhania. Nitin Singhania has referred the NCERT textbooks, and he has referred it. He has written it. And apart from that, he has referred some of the popular authors. That is the reason why I'm recommending. So apart from NCERT books, you can also refer some popular author books. Instead of referring the popular author books, better you can refer only one author, that is Nitin Singhania. Released by the book was released by Tata McGraw-Hill. It is available in the market now. For GS1, already have discussed. For GS1, for history, NCERT textbooks, and Bipin Chandra or Spectrum, and for geography, Gochan Liang, and apart from the NCERT textbooks. And for society and social issues, I have already recommended you to go through the newspaper. And for GS paper 2, for Indian polity and for international relations and governance, I've recommended you to refer the Lakshmikant. And before reading the Lakshmikant textbooks, you should refer the NCERT textbooks. And Lakshmikant, he has released the book even on governance. And there is a book called Indian Polity by Lakshmikant, and there is a book called Governance by Lakshmikant. So you can refer both the books, and that will cover almost all the areas of our GS paper 2. And apart from the international relations, for international relations, of course, you have to refer the world focus, and you have to refer our Ministry of External Affairs websites, because that will be really useful. You have to refer always the government websites or government sources, because that is more relevant for these preparations. And other subjects, that is called fourth GS paper 3. Let me explain for GS3. For in the GS3, for economics, of course, already I have recommended some basic textbooks and basic reference books. And apart from that, you have to refer for environment and disaster management, internal security, and land reforms and food processing industry. These are all the minor topics, but still the weightage in the mains examination, it is almost more than 50 to 60 percentage. The disaster management, food processing industry, land reforms, and internal security, and other small topics, if you include biodiversity and environment, it will be more than 60 percentage, and 40 percentage it will be from economics, 30 to 40 percentage from economics, and 60 percentage from the other areas in the GS3. So but you don't have the standard books for the disaster management as well as for the food processing industry, land reforms, other things and all. Always you have to refer the current affairs materials. See how to refer the current affairs materials. See, the KingMakers IAS Academy, they have launched from the 2018 a program called DAS, Daily Answer Writing Sessions, and editorial made easy. And I'll explain to you in detail. but I'll tell you what are all the materials you have to refer for your GS paper 3. But now GS paper 4, just let me explain. For ethics and integrity, there is a book called Lexicon for Ethics and Integrity and Aptitude released by the Civil Services Chronicle. This book is really useful, but you have to always read the textbooks and understand the concepts and analyze. Then after that, you have to write it in your own words in the civil service examinations. Especially the ethics paper, they want to test your attitude, they want to test your intelligence level, they want to test your uh, personality. So apart from reading these textbooks, you should just what to say, you should study many articles and related with the social issues, and you can just refer some good books in the administration related issues, and you can interact with some senior bureaucrats, because the ethics paper, it will test your maturity level. So to what extent that you are capable of administering the district, whether are you having the skill sets which are required by the UPSC. All those things are tested only through this ethics paper. How honest you are. Are you from corruption free? Are you really a dedicated person? Are you having the really sincere and a hardworking quality? And are you having the empathy or sympathy? See, all those things will be tested only through this paper, and they'll ask you a different type of questions. And even today, if you are going to write the exam, I'm sure definitely you can write the exam. Only thing is, some of the keywords you have to use, for which you have to refer this lexicon. The keywords will be available in the book, so that when you're using the keywords, the examiner will understand that you have studied the books, you have made some sincere effort for this particular paper, you have not come without any preparations. So everything will be conveyed to the examiner while you are using the keywords. Just to know the keywords, just to understand the keywords, just to know the meaning of the keywords, you have to read this book. So this is very important. And finally, points to remember. So NCERT textbooks will be much useful. And in case if you are having doubts, if you want to refer some online material, always go with the Mrinal. Instead of referring some other material, though there are many websites are available, I will always suggest you to refer the Mrinal, mrinal.org.in. And of course, for all online material, for the journals and magazines, almost everything it is available for frontline.com and Yojana, for Kurukshetra, for Mainstream, for World Focus, for Science Reporter, and for Down to Earth. Everything soft copy is are available. Better you can download it, and you can subscribe the online copy also. You can also subscribe the offline copy also. This will be really useful for your both prelims as well as mains, even for your personality test. So once if you are thorough with the all the journals and other things, nothing to worry about your current affairs portions. And whatever you're going to study here in the current affairs portion, that will be useful for your even for your static portions also. So nothing to worry. And you can refer the KingMakers IAS Academy Android app. This app, it is designed in such a way that this should help for the aspirants to search for the previous year question papers, and toppers interaction videos, and toppers mains answer paper. And because many people are writing the mains examinations, their papers are scanned and they are uploaded in our app, and their interviews are recorded and they are uploaded in our app. And almost 40,000 practice questions we have uploaded. It is a free app. Anyone can download, and anyone can just refer it. There is no payment for this app. So this KingMakers IAS Academy Android app, it is designed only for the purpose of the civil service aspirants. And I'm sure definitely, if you are working professional, if you are studying, or if you are doing your graduation, if you are trying to give your attempt in after 2 years or 3 years, just spend half an hour to 1 hour per day in this particular app. I'm sure definitely you'll become master in the all the subjects, especially in the current affairs. You will know what to read, what not to read. You'll know all the strategy for the civil service examinations. And in this same app, every day we are also just giving you 10 questions based on that particular newspaper, particular day newspaper. And for the preliminary examinations, every day 10 questions will be given to you, means almost 300 questions will be given to you in a month. So uh, yearly 3600 questions will be discussed for the prelims. And for the mains, every day we will be giving you 2 to 3 questions, and that is called daily answer writing sessions. So every day we will be just posting you with detailed model answers. So 2 to 3 questions will be set by our research and development team from the newspaper of that particular day. So that will be more related with the current affairs. So even model answers will be there. It will be in the 200 to 200 words, because we have to write everything in 200 words, 150 to 200 words in the examinations. So even we have given you in the same format. So already we have uploaded more than 800 questions, 800 topics are available in our app. So this is more than enough. And before you read the Hindu newspaper, just you can just click this button in the app, Hindu Made Simple. Just so you can just go through the important topics in the app, and after that you can read the newspaper. While you are reading this Hindu Made Simple, which page you should refer, what are all the articles which will be relevant for this examinations, everything will be there in this. So it is better you can refer this Hindu Made Simple, then you can read the newspaper. And editorial made simple, there are many editorial in the newspaper. In the Hindu there will be a 2 or 3 editorial, and in the other newspaper, in the Hindustan Times, there will be 2 editorials. In Times of India there will be 2 editorials. Is it possible for a human being to read all the editorial? It is not possible. Even if you are a topper in the civil service examination, it is not possible. Definitely even all the toppers in the previous years, they would not have studied all the editorial. So it is better just to read this particular editorial made simple article, which will be more relevant for this examination, because our R&D members, those who have already given many attempts, those who have already gone up to the level of interview, those who have gone already selected in the civil service examination, or in the group of R&D team, so they'll be just writing the editorial every day based on the newspaper, and they'll be uploading the content in the Android app. That will be more relevant for your current affairs preparation. I can just challenge you. I can just to I'm not just not to recommend our KingMakers IAS Academy app, but I can strongly recommend for any sincere civil service aspirant, in order to save his time, this app will be really useful. That's what I want to tell you. So please don't miss this. And home test. See, every day we give you 2 or 3 questions from the GS previous year mains question paper. And in the morning we will be uploading the questions, in the evening we will be uploading the model answers also. You can write your own answers after reading the questions. You can verify with the model answers. If it is really relevant to the model answers, you are in the right direction. So it is also freely available in our app. And prelims question paper, it is available from 2011 to 2019, and you have to solve the prelims questions. Then only you will come to know the trend of this exam, because knowing the trend, it is very very essential for uh, getting into civil service examinations. So these are all things which I want to tell you. uh, all in one, it is available in our website. You refer our resources.kingmakersiasacademy.com. So just you can log on to our website. Then finally you can just choose the resources part. Then in the resources part, there is a button called resources.kingmakersiasacademy.com, in which all the buttons are available: prelims practice questions, editorial made easy compilation, daily editorial made easy, daily current affairs, and daily answer writing sessions. Everything will be available, just you can go through it. And next one is, see, writing daily will make you a much better writer than writing a bunch of stuff all at once. I've seen many aspirants, they used to write only in the examination hall. uh, Finally they will not be able to write for all the questions. They'll leave 1 or 2 questions. Finally, that is the question which will decide their destiny. So in order to avoid all those things, better you should have the writing practice every day. So it is better we are uploading the questions both in the current affairs as well as in the static portions, as well as in the previous year question papers. Please write at least minimum 2 to 3 questions every day, so you can spend hardly 1 or 2 hours per day and you can become master. And for the prelims, we are just publishing a magazines called good morning test compilation and target prelims 2020 and target prelims 2021. It is available at free of cost in our app. Just you can download it, and even it is available in our resources. For the last 12 months we have released 12 magazines. Just you can download everything. In each and every book we have given almost 300 objective type questions, which were covered in the newspapers, in the major newspapers, and all the topics are just segregated and under different topics. For example, the history related questions are grouped together and it is under the heading of history, and economics related topics are grouped together and it is grouped as under the heading called economy. So this will really make your preparation more lively and more comfortable. So this target prelims 2020 or target prelims 2021 good morning test compilation, it is available in our app. You can download it. And this KingMakes just this will be really useful for your mains examinations. Here almost 100 most expected questions will be discussed here. See, for example, for the month of December, we released a magazine called January. In the month of January, we released KingMakes, in which we compiled the important articles of December. So again, the volume 2 we released very recently, which contains the information, which contains some important editorial of Jan and February. So if you are able to read this King's magazines, this is the one point solution. Otherwise, this is the one source which you can refer for your mains examinations. This will cover almost all the important editorial, and this will be more than sufficient for your mains examinations. Then the most important step in your preparation is taking the test. So KingMakers IAS Academy already started the test batch, and now we are planning to launch a new test batch for the 2021, and we are also planning to provide 3 free tests for the 2020. So free online tests as well as offline tests, it is available for those who are going to write the civil service examination in 2020. Better you can take the online test. In case if you're not able to come to Chennai or Coimbatore, Madurai, Trichy, where our branches are located. Otherwise, you can write the offline test. You can come to our academy. All these tests are going to be conducted at free of cost. So nothing to worry. So 3 free tests we are planning to conduct. Most probably it will be in the month of May. So for the schedule, you can just see our website. Otherwise, you can see follow in our Facebook. And we will be launching a main strategic learning program. This is a mains test batch. From the month of June, we will be launching this program. Better those who are all going to give prelims attempt in 2020, better you can try this main strategic learning program. This program was designed by the last year topper, Mr. Rishabh IAS. Along with him, many toppers, they helped us in the question paper setting, in the paper evaluation, and in the mentorship program. So this main strategic learning program is really a very good program. This is, I think no other academy provides this kind of support in the south, especially for the civil service aspirants, because our unique feature is our model answers. Our model answers will be for each and every questions. We will be giving you the model answers, and we will be giving you the best answers from the students also. Because once if you're writing the test, if your answers are really very good answer, then that will be scanned, and for that particular questions, your answers will be attached as a model answer. So for almost for 20 questions in each and every paper, there will be a 20 best answers from the students itself. Apart from we will also provide you the best model answers, so you can compare your answer with your competitors, and who are all the best performer for this particular questions, and what is the model answers given by the institute. So you can assess yourself. So this is the unique feature of our main strategic learning program. So once if you're thorough with all these things, I'm sure definitely you will reach your dream, that is Labasna. Wish you all the best. Our achievers with the former president Pranab Mukherjee, many were there in 2018. I hope your photo also should be there in the 2020 and 2021. And many people from our academy, they have appeared for the personality test, and we are all eagerly waiting to see the results. And once again, we are planning to invite our former president, and he'll be coming, and he'll be we hope he'll be coming, and he'll be honoring once again all our achievers. Even otherwise, we'll be going there to receive his blessings. So we hope your name should be there, and your achievement should be celebrated everywhere, and not only in your family, and it should be useful for the entire society, like our Benusafin IFS, who became the all India topper in the visually challenged category, and she became India's first 100% visually challenged IFS officer, and she became the role model for all the aspirants, those who are starting their preparations. And this guy again is the Pratap IAS, who became an all India topper in Tamil Nadu topper in 2017, and he secured 21 rank in 2017. Already I have discussed about this. This is the last 5 years of our success, and 2019 I'm expecting more than 150 results. So because most of the candidates, those who have paid for the personality test, they had really done well, and there are some more students, they are yet to attend the personality test. I'm sure even their performance will be much better than the others, and I hope all the candidates, those who are waiting for the results, they'll be successful today, successful in the forthcoming results. I wish them all the best. And in the 2018 results also, we were able to produce more than 21 successful candidates out of 35 successful candidates from Tamil Nadu. So only 35 were selected from Tamil Nadu. Out of 35, 21 were from KingMakers IAS Academy. This year, we hope that more number of students will be coming from Tamil Nadu, and we hope and more number of students will also emerge from KingMakers IAS Academy. And this is the toppers from 2018 and 19. One Mr. Rishabh, another one is Malarapu Naveen, Deepaneshwari, Chitra T, Tamil who gave the civil service examination in the regional language, and Abhishek Oswal, once again he has given the personality test very recently, and Virapalli Vidyadhar, and Ashok Kumar, and Prithviraj, already he has got the Tamil Nadu cadre IAS, and Gigi Priyanka, she's basically a doctor. Ponmani N, she's the IPS officer, and she cleared the civil service examination in her first attempt. And the next one is Nitya Radhakrishnan. She is a married lady, and she's also having a kid, but in spite of that, she was able to make it up in the civil service examination. She was working in the software industry, but she was not happy there. Then she started the preparation. Now today she is a civil servant. Then again Varsha is there, and Dr. Hari Prasad is there, and Talapati Ramkumar, Uma Mageshwari, and there are many achievers. And I hope that I can also see your photo in the successful candidates of our KingMakers IAS Academy very soon. And we are very happy to say that this academy was awarded as the best civil services coaching center by the Times of India in 2018 as well as in the 2019. We are very happy to receive the award from the Sri from Vishwanath Anand, and we felt so proud to receive the award from him. And because he is also one of the role model for all the aspirants for the continuous effort and for hard work and perseverance, he is the role model. So our mentor or our pride, Sri Balachandran IAS, I want to thank all our mentors in this particular situation, because they are the one who are the pillars behind all our effort. So Sri Balachandran IAS sir, former Chief Secretary West Bengal, and Lakshmikandan Bharati sir, and Sri CV Anand Mohan Bose IAS, and Sri Vivek Harinaran IAS, former director, our personality development program director, KingMakers IAS Academy, former principal secretary, and Ajit Kumar IAS sir, and he is the former Chief Secretary Orissa, and Sivasalam IAS sir, former Chief Secretary West Bengal, and they are the mentors, they are the pillars. And of course SS Javagar IAS sir, and Sri R Sekhar IRS sir, and Sri KP Singh IRS sir, Swaminathan IRS sir, and Nedumaran IRS, Venkatesh Narayan IRS, and Nandakumar IRS sir. And there are many bureaucrats, they are continuously supporting, and they are all going to interact with you in the forthcoming forthcoming webinars. And coming Tuesday, we are going to discuss on important topic, that is glory of Indian civil services, which is going to be handled by a senior bureaucrat, that is our former principal secretary and our KingMakers IAS Academy personal development program director, Shri Vivek Harinaran IAS, is going to interact with you. He's going to share his experience when he was in the service, because he was a topper in the personality test during his time, and he's the one who is going to interact with you on the civil services day. So let us meet in the next session. And before that, just I want to tell you about our UPSC preliminary online program. It is commencing from 6th May 2020. It is an end-to-end coverage of prelims, GS and CSAT. It is every day we will be having a session, 1 hour session, but there will be 2 sessions per day. It is almost for 7 days in a week, and the entire program will go for 9 weeks for 126 hours of classes. And apart from this, we are also planning to provide you 1 hour additional program for the current affairs. Every day there will be 1 more hour. It is a special program, it is a special package for current affairs that will come along with this. Otherwise you have to pay separately for the current affairs, but that will come along with this package. So it is going to be handled by serving and retired civil servants and civil service examinations recent achievers, eminent personalities and faculties. The total fee for this program is 9999 plus 18% GST. If you want to pay, just you can click this payment link, kingmakersIASacademy.com/UPSC batches. So this is our payment link. We teach, you reach. This is our motto. Join with us, and in case if you are having any questions, just you can ask your questions. Yes, there are many questions. Yes, of course. Now again, now we are running short of time, but I'll be very happy to answer for 2-3 questions. From which class should we start to study to clear civil services in first attempt? Yeah, it's a very good question, Sweta Iyer. It is better to start from the 6th standard. Again, it depends on the subject. For example, economics means you cannot start from the 6th standard because it is available only from the 9th standard. 9th, 10th and +1, +2 only you have to refer for economics. But for other subjects, for example history, you can refer from 6th standard, just to know some basic concepts. That's it. Otherwise, straight away you can refer the +1, +2 textbooks. But if you read the 6th to 10th standard, the language which they have used, it is very simple, easily you can understand, and no need to depend on anybody, anyone help. So it is better you can remember on your own, you can study on your own, and you can just understand the basic concept. That is the main reason. And whether there will be a extra credit for any NCC or NSS, no, Ravi Prasad, there is no extra credit, but of course you can mention in your hobbies in your DAF, that is detailed application form, where there will be more number of questions will be asked related with this, and of course they'll have a very good opinion about you when you are mentioning about this NCC and NSS. You can just create a very good impression in the board. So there is no what to say, there is no extra credit marks in this exam, but you can impress by mentioning that already you have served and in the NCC and NSS. And for Tamil medium students, how difficult the CSAT and what is the proper way to tackle it? There is a question asked by the Ranjit Kumar. Yes, Ranjit Kumar, again, for Tamil medium students, I would always suggest you better try to focus on the area where you are very strong, because CSAT, it is not only is going to deal with the English, it is also is going to deal with the aptitude. So if you're good in the aptitude, it is better to practice in the aptitude. You can avoid the English. And if you're really good in English, if you're not that much good in aptitude, it is better to focus more on the English. So wherever you feel stronger, better you can focus on that, so that you can score that minimum marks, because it is not that it is not the merit paper, it is a qualifying paper. Out of 200 marks, you have to secure only 66 marks. So in order to secure 33%, I'm sure definitely if you're good in either in English or in aptitude, either way, whatever it may be, I'm sure definitely you can qualify. And Those questions asked within the 6th to 12th syllabus. What is the problem in me and what should I do? I studied all the NCERTs from 6th to 12th, but I can't able to answer those questions asked within the 6th to 12th syllabus. What is the problem in me and what should I do? Again, Ranjit Kumar has asked. So Ranjit, just I want to tell you one thing. See, whatever it may be, you just read it, revise it, and reproduce it and rectify it. You would have read, but you would not have revised it. That may be your problem. Better you just to read it and revise it. And how to do time management in mains answer writing. Anyway, we are going to have a separate session, nothing to worry. And how to select the degree subject useful to clear the UPSC. Yes, Abhinesh. Yeah, and Sivasri, how I spend time of one. How can I spend the one whole day for the civil service studies? Yes, of course, Sivasri. Uh, uh, See, uh, there are many questions. I'll discuss with you. I'll just our mentor will call you and they will explain for all the questions because there are many questions. Since because we are having very less time, we will discuss in the next session. There are many questions are there because how to read the current affairs, whether the DD boss will be useful and which book will be really useful because for each and every topic there are multiple books. Yes, of course, don't worry about it. Better we refer the Lakshmikant for the Indian polity because Nitya has asked this question. So don't worry about this. Refer the NCERT textbooks, then you refer the Lakshmikant books. So there are many questions how to prepare the uh, working professionals like doctor sir, Rogan, doctor. Once if you have decided the success of getting into the civil services are more than 50% for the doctors. I have not seen any doctors those who have left out without any service, because if you are going to be there in the service for in the preparation for at least for 2 to 3 years, I'm sure definitely you can get into. And even in the first attempt there is a chance to enter into the civil services for two reasons: because already you have studied uh, many books and you are having the habit of reading hours together, years together. So the same kind of attitude will decide your success in these examinations. So again you are going to spend again 1 more year with the same amount of hard work you are going to put in. For a science graduate, the studying the arts subjects will not be that much difficult. Only for the arts graduate the science subject will be very difficult. So doctor, don't worry, I'm sure definitely you can get through in your first attempt. So wish you all the best. And there are many questions, but still we are running short of time. Anyway, we will be discussing in the upcoming seminar, and I'll just go through all your questions. And during the next session, we will be having a separate session for the question and answer session also. Don't worry about it. And stay home, stay safe. That is very important. And we have to cooperate with the government, because all the government officials, they are working like anything now. The whole nation, it is protected is only because of the civil servants. So we know the duties and responsibilities of all the civil servants, how they are engaged, how they are sacrificing their life, and because how their family members are sacrificing. Actually now they are the role model for all the aspirants. Every day whenever we are just watching the news update related with the COVID-19, every day we are seeing the sacrifice of the all the bureaucrats, because they are in the forefront and they are running the show. And though they are the implementing agents, but they are the one who are really working in the field and they are really protecting our nations. And once again we all salute for their services. And I hope you are also going to join soon, very soon, in this prestigious services. Wish you all the best. And the next session, it is going to be on 21st April 2020 at 10 a.m. And the time maybe we will fix based upon the our resource person it is available, that is our former um, secretary of so our current present personality development program director, Sri Vivek Harinan IAS, is going to host this program. So he has given two times, that is one is 10 a.m., another one is 4 p.m. I do not know whether the session is going to be in the 10 a.m. or 4 p.m., whatever it may be. We will inform you. So accordingly, you can join in the session. During this honors webinar, you will get answers for the questions why the civil service is the most sought after career, and how you should cherish being in that, because he'll share his own experience, and this will motivate you to fight for the most competitive exam with all the efforts and perseverance till the end, and also to tackle challenges after you get the service with the great spirit of a civil servant. And apart from Vivek Harinaran IAS sir, many more civil servants are going to share their wishes on this particular day. All our mentors, all our well-wishers are going to come in the program, and they are going to convey their wishes on this particular day. So join for this glory of the Indian civil services. Let us celebrate, let us salute all our civil servants. So thanks for watching this program, and wish you all the best, and see you. Bye.